Hello Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your Heruscope for this Taurus season, which is from April 20th to May 20th of this year, 2018. So I don't know how other astrologers produce their horoscopes. I will only speak for myself, and I go by the teachings of my ancestors as well as being guided by my higher self. So in Kemet, they had several different calendars running simultaneously while still correlating with each other. I'll do a separate video on the calendars of Kemet later on, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to just do a simple overview of their astronomical calendar. So their astronomical calendar had 12 months in a year, each month consisting of 30 days, and then they added 5 days to the end of the year, making it a total of 365 days in a calendar year. Since the Gregorian calendar is imperfect, yet we still use it, I've decided to still honor the original astronomers of of this world while still connecting it with the tropical Western zodiac we use today. So instead of going by the calendar months, the Gregorian calendar months, I go by the seasons of the zodiac. There's roughly 30 days in each season, so just like the astronomers of Kemet, I divide the season into 3 decans. I determine which decans are cardinal, fixed, immutable by planetary positions. Then in meditation, I send forth Heru to retrieve any messages from the watchers of the hours, which is what they call the constellations. So with that being said, the first decan is from April 20th to the 30th, and it's a cardinal decan. So what's going on in the sky? Mercury is in Aries, Mars, Saturn, and Pluto are all in Capricorn. Jupiter is in Scorpio, Uranus is in Aries, Neptune is in Pisces, and Venus has moved into Gemini today, April 25th. So, what does that mean for you, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Well, we have to ask ourselves one good question for this decan. What is beginning? What is being initiated? What is being renewed or refreshed if you've already began it before but you were taking a rest and needs to be started up again? It could be anything for anyone. This is a general reading, but for you, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising out there, generally, this first decan has brought you or will bring you um, a, an increase in finances for sure. And it may be, a refund, a tax refund, or you're winning a class action suit or anything like that. Or it could simply just be something that you were expecting during this time. You knew it was coming and it's finally here and you're receiving your increase. Whatever it is, it's a major increase in finances. And you definitely earned it, or at least you feel like you put in, the work and the effort, and it's well deserved. So, but you also know that essentially you're going to get taxed, right? You're going to have to divvy up some of that money um, because you owe in some type of way, whether it's taxes or it's you just owe someone and it's been a while and you knew you had to, pay it back, or it might just be just bills and just regular old, everyday life bills, whatever it is, that money will dwindle. It will definitely get, the pie will get split, basically, for sure. And you may even be tempted to spend your extra income on entertainment or whatever your vice is, whatever makes you feel alive, or even for some of you out there, whatever numbs you. Like you might have a addiction to alcohol or some sort of drug or anything to basically distract you from the true issue. And for others, it might be overeating. For others, it might be this, it might be that. It doesn't necessarily have to be drugs or alcohol. It's all the same, though, if you're using it to distract you from getting to the root of the problem. So that might be a temptation for you during this decade, and definitely during the rest of this season. Um, Either way, there's a loan on the table for sure. Either you're you are loaning money, a significant amount of money to someone, or you're trying to decide whether or not to accept um, a loan offer, or to take out a loan. So you're weighing your financial options just across the board, and whatever you come down to, whatever decision you come down to, you will end up confident in your decision for whatever reason. Some of y'all are being a little too generous with the money, too generous with your time, too generous with whatever it is. But I'm seeing a lot of money. Like there's a lot of plays happening with you and money, and finances, and just that in general. So it may be you being a little too generous, and you might come to a point where you begin to recognize who is truly in need and who is just like trying to play you, or take advantage of you. And you're really going to see it. You're going to have those moments where you're going to see it, and either you can accept it, or you can say, hey, I don't have to continue, being nice to you and being generous to you. There's other people who really would appreciate my help and who really need my help, and I don't have to do that. I don't have to supply you and help you out. So there will be moments like that where you'll have that recognition, um, and to see that, and to see people for who they really are. Some people out there are really trying to get you. Like we always hear about like energy vampires who just suck the energy from you, but there's also idea vampires who suck good ideas out of you and use it for their own shit. Who suck the money out of your wallet and your pockets, we call them gold diggers, another way to be like they're pocket vampires. Like whatever it is, whatever vampire version is in your life, you're gonna have to vanish them. Like, they need to be gone. They're doing you no good. But yeah, and you're also gonna get paid back whatever was owed to you. It's definitely gonna happen for this decade. A lot of you out there might be establishing your home, building your nest with your mate. Home is definitely, the fourth house is in play, and it's definitely might be a focus of yours. You might be decorating the house, or just in some way trying to make your living space, your home, feel welcoming and warm. A lot of you are the main breadwinner in your family, even if it's even if there's a matching support from someone in the household. Like you guys are pretty much doing the same thing. For one reason or another, everyone in the house is more dependent upon you, in order to get things done around the house, however it is in your house, however that plays out in your house. For some reason, a lot of people are just depending upon you. So you might be also trying to do your best to secure whatever you already have. Many of you Pisceans are being placed in a better financial position in order to share compassionately with those who are truly in need. One of the many valuable things that we can learn from the stories of Jesus is that he passed judgment without being judgmental. He had clarity and vision and could see through the bullshit, like, without having to like really put people on the spot. Like he already knew Judas was full of shit. He already knew Judas was going to do what he was going to do, but he was like, man, you got to play your role. You got to play your position. I can't hate on that. You're doing what you were sent here to do, just like I'm doing what I was sent here to do. And it is what it is, you know and but it doesn't mean I gotta help you. Like, you're gonna make that decision on your own, bruh. As pretty much, there's a lot we can learn from the stories of Jesus, but that's one of the many things, that we can take from it. And, Jesus could discern with great precision and clarity, and he acted upon that discernment so that he could help, like, so that whoever he helped whoever he performed miracles and displayed his gifts to, those people who truly deserved it, those were the people who got the help. And he wasn't wasting his time on, people who weren't shit. So, just know, Pisces out there, that you have good seeds in your hand right now to plant something that will last, something that's lasting, something that is fruitful for you for the long run. You don't have to worry about it flying away, in the wind, because this windfall was meant for you to establish something stable. It was specifically for you to establish something stable for yourself, because the universe understands that you guys will help, will try to always help, and will give your last if that's what you felt like needed to be done. The universe knows you, like, come on. So just know, be wise with your windfall, with your financial growth. Sorry about that, I had to go and answer my door. So what was I talking about? Oh yes, so during this decan, Venus moves into Gemini during this decan. So the major message that you can take, the major energy and knowing and message that you could take from this movement of Venus into Gemini is, number one, sleep. Pisces out there, sleep. Get some rest when you need to. And don't forget to dream. And this is not just dream while you're in bed asleep, but also dream. Remember your aspirations. Remember your when you were a kid and you looked up into the sky and thought those thoughts and had those dreams, right? So refresh yourself, relax, bring yourself back to center, release, forgive, and accept forgiveness. Okay, when other people are offering you that, accept it. Connect with spirit, receive healing. We all need healing. No one is above reproach where we can't receive criticism and we can't receive healing. No one. And and it's okay, whichever side you're on, whether you're receiving or giving, it's okay. It's meant to be that way. So give praises, send them up, and be joyful. Don't allow others to make you feel that you don't have this or that because you aren't wealthy, but you are wealthy. You're very rich in spirit and you're very rich in magic. You have brilliant ideas and your imagination is unmatched. I don't care what nobody says, okay? Especially you moon Pisces and and of course Sun Pisces as well. You have a beautiful imagination and sometimes it is so out there that you don't even know how to explain it to us regular folk. And that's all right. It's good. It might take centuries before people are able to recognize your genius. It is what it is. But as long as you put it out there, at least it will be recognized. So make wise decisions and be that genius. Anywho, for the second decan, it is from May 1st to the 10th. It's basically a time to ask and go into meditation and to see what are the major obstacles that I need to prepare for, because I know there's going to be some obstacles along the way. So instead of pretending like they're not going to be there, I should prepare for them. So what are they? And then I'll know how to better prepare for them. So and of course it's a fixed decan because all the planets are pretty much in their place for now. So anyways, for you Pisces, the things to look out for, the obstacles to be aware of is, number one, don't doubt your original plan, because you are destined to achieve what you set out to do. You were strategic, you were practical and wise in your approach and execution. You may have to adjust a few things along the way, but if you stay consistent and persistent, you will catch it before it becomes something major. Now, also something to think about is there's a difference between a prideful lion and a lion's pride. An example of a prideful lion is Scar from Lion King. He was self-centered, rude, haughty, greedy, arrogant, and the list goes on. While a lion's pride is literally the entire community of lions that Simba was destined to be the head leader over. He's not the only, the pride will go on with or without you. I mean, he showed that. He left and the pride went on. It just had a really bad leader. And so it had a prideful leader who thought about himself as opposed to thinking about his pride, his community, his people, or for us, our people. For the Lion King, I guess the lions. So, anyways, which the community, if you saw it, was actually comprised of other folks as well. But, anyways, we won't get into all that. It's a Disney movie, but in any accord, just remember, don't be that prideful person. Remember where your pride truly lies. And you love the people, you love people in just general. You're a very compassionate and loving person. But, you know, wherever you get in life, it's never, we don't get there by our own means alone. We have help. And first, we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, and then we stand on the shoulders of our elders who are still living today and still fighting and still working and trying to give us wisdom. And then, of course, we have to stand on our own 2 feet at a certain moment in time, but we must remember that we did not get to that point in time alone or without help. So, it is what it is. Make sure that you find that balance. It might be you being prideful, or it might be you putting too much emphasis, too much attention and focus on others and not focusing in on yourself. Um, but in any case, um, yes, it is what it is. So another obstacle to be aware of is temptations just won't stop calling you this season. Okay, it's going to be out there, and your bad habits, what is destructive behavior that you must cease in order to be better, and in order to get anywhere. You won't be able to get very far if you know if you continue doing destructive things, right? It is tough. It's tough battling demons. It's not something easy to do. And for a lot of you out there, for most of you out there, you're dealing with your lower vibration man and the carnal activities, that nagging flesh that they talk about, that, you have to get beyond. You have to get beyond. And for others of you out there, you're dealing with spiritual attacks, psychic attacks, even night terrors. You're dealing with that. So for all of you, I recommend, if you don't have it, you need to go get it. If you have it, charge it and cleanse it. Amethyst, amethyst, amethyst. Okay, will be your best friend so that you will have that protection and create a spiritual barrier of protection around you, especially while you sleep, but for all day, for all night. Okay, create that around you. All right, and make wise decisions with your money. For the third decan, it's immutable decan. It's from May 11th to May 20th, and there is planetary movement. The most major movement is coming from Uranus. Jupiter, Neptune, Pluto all stay in the same place. Pluto does go retrograde though. On May 14th, Mercury moves into Taurus. On May 17th, Mars moves into Aquarius. Saturn goes retrograde. And on the 20th, Venus moves into Cancer. But on the 16th of May, the major move to look out for is Uranus moving into Taurus, because outer planets take longer than the inner planets to make their rotation, to do their orbit. So that's why they're more significant when they change signs, because it means that we're going to have lasting long effects, and just something to be aware of, you know. So for the third decan, I could give you all types of predictions, but this is a general reading, so I will not do any predictions. Of course, for a personalized reading, I would be more detailed, be more specific, and I would use the moon as well in the information that I take, as well as aspects and different things. But this is general, so I'd rather just leave you with a message from Uranus as it moves into Taurus, how to prepare, what to prepare for, and what to know as we make these major shifts and major transitions during this Taurus season. And for you, Pisces, remember that you are a mutable sign. Okay, you handle change with grace, but that doesn't mean you have to always go with the flow. Sometimes you should create your own waves. You know when you're in a position to win, you know when you have the upper hand. So it's not truly gambling when you know the game well enough to calculate a guaranteed win. Trust in yourself, trust in your knowing and your innate abilities, the things that you were born knowing how to do. Trust that everything that you're doing now means something and will work out, and it's destined. So, with that being said, have a wonderful Taurus season. I love each and every one of you. And until the next time, keep trailblazing on. All right, y'all. Peace.